It happens everywhere in Alice. It's everywhere. Everybody comes from a broken home. I've come from a broken home. I was a young fella walking the streets. I ended up homeless too in my own hometown. It's hard.
People are always talking about kids in Alice Springs, seeing young people on the street and pointing fingers at us for doing the wrong thing. But not enough people are listening to us about what our lives are like, what we need.
On a given night in the Northern Territory, over 3,000 young Territorians aged 12 to 24 were experiencing homelessness.
The rate of young people being homeless is 12 times more in the NT than the rest of Australia.
On any given day in the Northern Territory, specialist homelessness services support over 1,000 children and young people.
320 of these clients are young people presenting alone. That's almost 2 plane loads of young people every single day. While nationally, the rate of young people presenting alone has decreased over the last 8 years, the rate has risen steeply in the Northern Territory.
Last year, NT Shelter and the Office of the Children's Commissioner spoke to young people in Alice Springs about what life is like for kids here. What do we think about housing and homelessness, and what can be done? The following are the real words and thoughts of young people in Alice, spoken by young Territorians.
If you have a lot of family in one house, 5 bedroom or 4 or 3, you can still have 20 people in a house coming in from out bush. Everyone trying to stay in one house. It's really a struggle. It counts as homeless. It's a pretty big stress. It's stressful. It's hard to ever sleep. You need your own space, your own house, and you need more support. You need help with the housing from government.
I think for starters, it's mental health. You know, the struggles of you don't know where you're going to go or where you're going to sleep. Maybe on school, maybe they don't go to school or they can't get an education. I guess the support of anyone. You don't have any support, so you're not going to have someone telling you you can do better than this.
It was cold, it was scary, and no lift. Yeah, it was hard for me to stay out of trouble. I used to get locked up, take me to watchers, and it was, I think the watchers maybe used to have blankets there. That's how I used to, Yeah, and it was scary for me to walk back home because how I used to see home was far away from me, and I was just little, growing up. Yeah, I was just little growing up, sleeping. We used to sleep at the hotel. Yeah, we used to sleep there. Use the chairs and the wall as a shelter and windbreak. That's how we used to sleep.
Puts people into a rough spot. People hit rock bottom. Violence, alcohol, drugs make people not stay at home because it's not safe and affects people's mental state. And that's when some close up and lose connection to people.
I think everyone just needs to step up and check in on their clients more often and offer the most help they can give and tell their clients what they can and can't do. They say they might be able to do this. It's a might or maybe, not what they can and can't do. I would be more understanding if they could tell us that, not just, I'd say, empty promises for housing. We've called them 1,000,000 times trying to get a new house because ours is breaking down. There's just no help. Our screen door's been broken for maybe 2 years and we don't have a back screen door for maybe 4 years. So that's how we live at home.
Find somewhere for young people to stay. Maybe get people to spend time with them to understand who they are and what they've been through in life. Make them know that there's actually people that care.
There's a big mental toll it takes, because not knowing where you're going to sleep, that's like stressful. We're kids, and I think the fact that we're literal children being put out to, I guess, survive without much help, that's hard as it is. Like, I guess if you're an adult, you've got more life experience and you know how to do certain things. But the fact that we are literal children is just, there's different factors, I guess.
I reckon we need accommodation, nurse in one building. I feel like we need a youth centre with accommodation all in one, all services in one. That'd be a good way to stop the homelessness, to re-engage kids in school, in activities, to get them checkups. You could have like a nurse, a counsellor, all services in one.
I guess like a shelter, somewhere where they can go sleep, or they need somewhere like food or just somewhere to stay. They can go there and just chill out, somewhere to relax and just think.
They just all, especially the houses at the trucking yards here, the families are just sleeping with beds outside because they've got nowhere else to go when they're in Alice. I'd say come down and see it for yourself. Maybe sleep at night in where they're sleeping and experience what they experience every single day, and that will probably change.
A lot of these kids need help. We got to stop letting them struggle, because they're going to get worse. And everyone is going to start complaining to the police, knowing full well that we could have done something earlier. Housing and homelessness is a way to do that.
Just for them young kids that are feeling lonely and feel like there's nobody out there, I'm out here and I got your back. You're not alone. Because if I did it, you can do it too. I used to be just like yous. Don't worry, we're in this together.